Dzień dobry, dzień dobry, dzień dobry. Na kolejnym streamku Call of Cthulhu. Że dałem nowy cel. Gramy na słuchawki. Dobrze. To jest nasz wczorajszy zapis. Miał być teoretycznie Spiritfarer, ale jakoś tak chyba mam większy humor na Call of Cthulhu. Dobrze, że to przychodzi.
Who goes there? That nightmare again. I need a drink.
Gram dzisiaj znowu na klawiaturze. No nie wiem czemu, ale
No. I want to know what Bradley and Dr. Colden have to say about all this.
dziwnie
You're awake,
jasno.
Mr. Pierce. How do you feel?
Did I sleep long?
The day is only starting. It's fine.
Super.
How's our fugitive? Dr. Fuller hasn't reported your disappearance to the force, but that'll come soon.
Bradley?
Who else would it be?
Mr. Pierce, are you all right? You look like you saw a ghost.
There are things I can't explain.
Tell us. What happened?
I saw people in hoods. They had stolen Mrs. Hawkins' paintings.
Who are you talking about? Why would they do such a thing?
I don't know, but they were a threat. They've taken over the caves under the mansion. They were performing some kind of ritual. One of the entryways was under Charles Hawkins' office.
We suspect Mr. Hawkins of being involved.
My patients believe the old islanders used to worship primitive sea gods. Could they be the focus of the cult?
Am I hearing this right?
So you think me gullible?
No, not at all.
What else did you uncover, Mr. Pierce?
What I'm sure of now is that the
Za
Hawkins
mało
case isn't
medycyny
just a
mamy
coincidence.
na jeden dialog.
And what brings you to that conclusion?
The fact that Charles Hawkins survived the fire.
I don't understand. Mr. Hawkins was buried.
That's what he would have you believe.
I have a hard time believing you.
You were there, Bradley. You even opened fire on him.
I'd remember that.
Why would he fake his own death? Do you think he covered up his wife's murder?
That's possible.
Seems hard to swallow. Don't you have anything more concrete, Pierce?
You two know each other pretty well.
It's a tiny island. Everyone knows everyone. Especially since I'm a police officer and Marie's a doctor.
The chemistry is obvious.
I do seem a little bit stupid, don't I? Anyway, let's get back to the business at hand.
Bradley, what do you remember?
I don't understand your question.
The night we went into the Hawkins mansion. You don't seem to remember the tunnels and what occurred there.
No memory of going down any tunnel. No, we were in the manor, then,
Then what?
The rest is quite blurry. I don't recall how I came back home.
And then?
I went to visit you at the hospital and called on Marie's help to get you released.
And you don't remember the events of the tunnel?
I don't. Let's talk about something else.
Suspicious.
I have flashbacks. They haunt me.
What did they do to you?
There was that Dr. Fuller and a nurse. Blood everywhere. My legs, the pain, I couldn't bear it. I was screaming. They injected me with something. I woke up at the Institute. Bradley was there.
And how you scared us. You seemed demented.
You likely woke up during the anesthesia. No wonder those memories haunt you. What in God's name were they doing to you?
What happened afterwards?
When I woke up the second time, I was in a padded cell. That's where you found me, Doctor. After you released me, I got a good look at what's in store for the patients of the Riverside Institute. Hallucinogenic gas pumped into the cells. An infernal machine. Horrific medical experiments.
Impossible. Dr. Fuller would never do such a thing.
You should believe it, Ethan. What Mr. Pierce saw is precisely what I've been trying to prove. Did you discover anything else?
Dr. Fuller seems to be leaving a trail of corpses. Not to mention those strange machines, chains, and tools of all kind.
Yes. I've been telling you that Fuller uses his patients as guinea pigs.
What I saw was more akin to torture than medicine.
Do you even hear what you're saying? Dr. Fuller is highly respected.
It's the truth, Ethan. And I'll prove it to you. I'm listening, Mr. Pierce.
Given the energy he pours into Riverside, I presume it was Fuller's creation.
His father's, to be correct. He was a surgeon on board the Scylla. He founded the hospital in 1904 with funds from the Hawkins family before he died and his son Thomas Fuller took over.
Two families inextricably linked.
Most island families are that way. Captain Fitzroy's father was also a seaman aboard the Scylla.
Powerful families dominating everything.
Yes, and as you could tell, Dr. Fuller is like some crazed emperor.
He wouldn't be happy if he knew we were snooping around.
I know the risks. I don't fear him. Do you wish to know anything else?
I found a file bearing Sarah Hawkins' name in the Institute's basement.
It makes sense. A powerful family like the Hawkins had the means to hide such a disgrace.
But everyone knows the Fullers have been taking care of the Hawkins for at least a generation. And all were aware of Mrs. Hawkins' fragility.
Perhaps, but no one would allow a psychiatric internment.
From what I read in the file, Fuller used her as a subject of his experiments.
Francis Sanders and Sarah Hawkins, subjects of Dr. Fuller. Why those two?
I met a Francis Sanders. Do you know him?
Of course, he's a patient. Or was. I haven't seen him since Dr. Fuller had him transferred to the basement.
He knew Sarah Hawkins, and that's what killed him.
What? How did he die?
I'm not sure I can explain it.
Tell me how Mr. Sanders died.
I didn't see what, but something was there, with us.
Of what do you speak?
Sanders said it was Sarah Hawkins' visitor. He spoke of it like a living being.
Sarah Hawkins? Have I missed something here? This makes no sense. I don't see how it can help crack the Hawkins case.
You really think she's involved? How could she have murdered Mr. Sanders?
Francis Sanders mentioned Mrs. Hawkins just before dying. It's no coincidence.
You know, Francis Sanders was a well-known art collector. I guess you can still pay a visit to his wife, Irene Sanders.
An art collector, you say? That's probably how they met.
If you plan on having dinner at the Sanders household, please spare the widow the tale of her late husband's suffering.
I don't agree. She deserves the truth.
But that truth may be biased. We don't know the bottom of it.
He's right. We can't ignore the truth.
But it could drive her mad.
Better madness than ignorance. Very well. I'll go to see Francis's widow. Perhaps I'll find a link between her husband's death and Sarah Hawkins.
Don't end up in the hospital this time.
I'll do my best.
Niczego nie ulepszałem jeszcze? O, poczytalność spada. Już zbierane jest na rasta. Bym to zatrąbił, ale nie mogę. Uśmiech Bradley. Nie wolno dla jego teraz. Chłopco wykorzystuje przeciwko mnie to, że tylko on mnie ogląda.
What can I do for you, sir?
Mrs. Sanders? I'm a private detective. We must talk about your husband and his ties to Sarah.
Miałeś przytrąbione leciutko.
You may.
Ty.
However, before we go any further, please know that my husband died yesterday.
That is precisely...
To się bardzo dobrze w to Cthulhu gra. Przychodzę drugi raz. Raz było grane na premierę w 2018, siema Kat. No a teraz drugi raz.
Our paths crossed, briefly.
I mówiąc szczerze, no ja mam jakąś taką taryfę ulgową dla tych gier z Cthulhu. Bo to Cthulhu. Ale jeśli tak, historia jest moim zdaniem naprawdę fajnie skonstruowana i ciekawie się to rozwiązuje. Dialogi czasem trochę czerstwe, czasem nie. Ale klimat ma świetny. Generalnie bardzo dobrze oddaje
The
to,
brave detective has a
co
talent
się
for
w
sticking his
książkach
nose into my
działo.
business.
I bump into her every time I'm investigating someone's death.
It's a small island, detective. My island. It's better that it's you bumping into me. You're investigating Francis' death. Why? Who hired you?
I spoke to Francis before he died. His story suggests a link to a case I'm working on.
Well, since this business has got nothing to do with me, I'll be in your husband's office, Irene. We'll carry on later. Very well, Miss Baker. This way, Mr. Pierce. And do make yourself comfortable. It would seem that you have much to tell me.
Reklamy z Amazonu? A,
May I inquire as to when you had the opportunity to talk to my husband?
Yesterday, I met him at the hospital.
znaczy no,
He
ja
spoke
mam
to me about
odpalone
Sarah
generalnie
Hawkins.
reklamy przez to, że tam
Of course he spoke to you about her.
wybiłem ten
That's all
punkt
he talked about.
obserwujących. One
Sarah
są
Hawkins and her paintings.
ograniczone do minimum, że tak
Please
powiem na
forgive
tym
my
suwaczku.
The fact is that I have not been allowed to see him since he was interned. You,
Powiem
on the other
więcej nie
hand, a
mogę
perfect
zrobić.
stranger,
Jedyna
were able
opcja,
to see him
żeby
and
reklam
even
nie było, to chyba są
talk with him
suwy.
the day he died.
Jeśli dobrze
How was he?
pamiętam.
Were you present when he had this attack? What happened?
Chłop tam odpali suwak na maksa. Stream trwa 2 godziny. 1,5 godziny reklam.
What happened to your husband is terrible, Mrs. Sanders. But from what I saw, it was
Chłop po
inevitable.
prostu siedzi przed
The man I
kątem,
met
nic nie
yesterday
robi.
had lost
Lecą
his
same
reason.
reklamy.
He suffers no longer, if you would allow me such a platitude.
Of course. Thank you for your kind words. Nobody in that hospital would have deigned to speak them to me. However, it will require more than that to soothe my mind. I need to understand.
Jeśli dobrze
How could this
pamiętam,
happen?
pierwszego
reputed
przejścia,
institute.
to będzie patolski
And
moment.
right before your eyes. Did you not do anything to help him?
W ciągu 15-20 minut myślę, że ten patolski moment tu będzie.
It's terrible what happened to your husband, but I had nothing to do with it. I was injured, and I came across him in the hospital quite by chance.
Injured? Well, I'm delighted to see you in such fine fettle, Detective. Not everybody enjoyed such a prompt recovery.
I suppose Fuller does do miracles now and again.
Luck is obviously very kind to you. Oh, I'm tired, Mr. Pierce. I would be grateful if you could tell me what you expect of me, and then leave.
I deduce that your husband already mentioned this dimensional shambler.
Well, you can imagine that's all he talked about. It's exhibited at the center of the gallery. No better place for the painting that endowed him with the privilege of such a shameful and miserable end to his life.
Hold on. The shambler is a painting by Sarah Hawkins.
Who else to paint such horrors? Take a look for yourself,
Ta,
if you feel so
to
inclined.
będzie patolski
It is my
moment.
only lead at this stage. I suppose I have nothing to lose.
Then you have paid no heed. For my part, I refuse to set foot in that gallery again. But if you're so eager to see it...
Thank you, Mrs. Sanders. I won't be long.
Siedzisz tam jeszcze? Idziemy do patolskiego momentu. Przeszukam to wszystko. Właśnie, podoba mi się to, że fioletowe umiejętności tutaj to są umiejętności, które sobie możesz zwijać punktami, które zdobywasz. Ale okultyzm i medycyna, w to możesz wpakować punkty tylko na samym początku gry, jak w cudzysłowie tworzysz postać. A później jedyna opcja, żeby te dwie umiejętności rozwijać, to musisz znajdować książki i inne tego typu rzeczy. Dobra, coś z tym obrazem się stało.
Let's see what this cylinder has to say once it's inserted in a phonograph.
To jest ten fonograf? To tak.
Irene, I made a mistake. I fear that it might be too late for me. Nobody should enter, except to burn everything. I never had the courage. Pay somebody to do it. He's inside my head. I see him behind my eyelids each time I shut my eyes.
Koniec.
I can't take any more.
O nie.
I can't hold him back. Forgive me.
That accursed gallery. Those accursed paintings. That accursed Sarah.
Dobra, tu wyszliśmy. plakat.
A strange Amerindian pendant.
O, postęp okultyzmu.
Strange. For months, Sarah Hawkins refused to part with her painting, to finally give it away for nothing. I could use one of those. Another volume of the Reverend's wife's diary.
Wstępy w medycynie, nice. O! Postęp w okultyzmie, ale widzę, że oberwałem po poczytalności.
That's twice you've stepped on my toes, Detective. Try not to make a habit of it.
I've got a lot of bad habits.
Some can be more fatal than others. What have you come looking for in this gallery?
Another painting by Sarah Hawkins. One connected to the horrors I've discovered on this island.
What a surprise. I'm listening.
All's fair in love and war, I suppose.
Dobra, lecimy. O, będzie bardzo pozorski moment, jeśli dobrze pamiętam.
These artifacts date from pre-Columbian times. The man transformed an entire wing of his manor into an art gallery. Why was he so interested in old weapons?
Chłopcu same sztylety trzyma. O? Co to? A. Piwa. Dobra, idziemy obejrzeć obraz.
What the hell was that?
Chłop przed zjedzeniem Kizersa, tak wygląda.
What the hell was that?
To mi da wejść do szafy. Tu idzie czy nie idzie? Najgorsze jest to, o wilku mowa. Czy ja na chłopa nawet nie mogę patrzeć? On mnie wyciągnie z tej szafy, tak jak obcy? Nie. Mam mnie gdzieś. Ale pójdź stąd. Poszło.
Down. Maybe I can use this dagger.
Dobra, on tu idzie znowu. O. Dobra, wychodzimy z tej szafki, bo zaraz nas... Szybko. Szybko.
Damn it! This dagger didn't work.
To nie ten sztylet. Trzeba przemyśleć strategię. Wyciągnąłem coś dziwnego z obrazu. Dobra, trzeba chwilę się zastanowić. Jak na lewo, tam nie było bileta. Jaką gierę na streama? A, Condemned? No, Condemned jest... Jest patolskie. Powiem, że nie. Eee. Leci na razie ten cinematyk, ja muszę pomyśleć. Nie no, teraz chyba lecę na prawą stronę.
What the hell was that?
Czy on nie widzi, jak ja na niego spojrzę? Czy mi się wydaje? On tu przyjdzie od razu? No teraz to mnie wybornie raczej. No właśnie. Jest. Jest tu dalej, czy poszedł?
Damn. This dagger looks different.
Mam nadzieję, że mnie nie dogoni. Zostaw mnie, zostaw mnie, zostaw mnie, zostaw mnie, zostaw mnie. Zostaw, 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 zostaw. Mamy to.
What's the matter with you? You sure you won't be needing that hand? You're losing it, Detective. At this rate, you're right. The bottle will get you before I do.
You didn't see anything.
I saw you within an inch of putting a dagger through your forearm. Did I miss something more interesting?
Sanders was right. This painting is cursed.
Condemned?
What are you talking about?
Nie wiem, czy nie mam
I was
nawet tego
attacked
na
by a
Steamie.
creature. I pushed it back, I think.
I think so too.
My arm was disappearing into this painting. You must have seen that.
I saw you put your trembling hands on a collector's artifact. Where do you think you're going with that dagger?
It saved my life. It's an extraordinary dagger.
You should talk to Algernon Drake. He's an antique dealer here on Darkwater. He'll tell you all about it. From what I saw in the ledgers, it was him who sold it to Sanders.
The creature. This dagger was the only weapon capable of pushing it back.
O,
If Hawkins was trying to get rid of this shambler, she might have made contact with Drake. This antique dealer has a good knowledge of the occult. I have nothing to lose by meeting him.
You've got your spunk back. Go where you want. I'm staying here to talk business with Irene.
a zaraz zobaczę, czy mam condemned. W Steamie z ciekawości. Biblioteka. A nie mam. Czy coś działo?
Where's the bookseller?
Książków, dobra, biorę.
Freud's The Interpretation of Dreams. It's the work that laid the foundations of psychoanalysis at the beginning of this century. Another volume of the Reverend's wife's diary.
Zagrał tam z Kamilkiem w szachy, nie? Patrz, jaka ładna partia rozstawiona.
The Book of Zion is the foundational work behind Helena Blavatsky's Theosophical movement.
O,
Its followers placed truth on the same footing as a religion.
medycyna, postępy. Oczywiście, że
What
przeczytaj
does this
książkę.
strange book contain? This book contains unholy knowledge.
Myk, zaraz mamy ten, 4. poziom okultyzmu. Że mnie zaraz... A, tu nic już. A, jeszcze jest. Książka z medycyny.
What happened here?
Odpalamy retrospekcję.
Let's start over. Where did they break in from? Blood. Seems like amateur work. To whom does this footprint belong?
O,
No sign of struggle. If the burglar smashed this jar, it wasn't intentionally. Was he hurt then? What sort of thief leaves his tools at the crime scene? What killed all these animals? What happened that made the burglar flee before finishing his work?
Symbol starszych bogów. Bonjour.
What the... Charles Hawkins? Looks like the symbol rejected Hawkins. Where did I see it? What sort of power did Sarah Hawkins' painting possess? Sarah Hawkins helped hide something in this safe.
Tylko co?
Drake put in a great deal of effort to hide whatever is in here. Everything is linked to the Sarah Hawkins case. Is everyone on this island taking sleeping pills? What link did he find between Charles Hawkins and an old amulet?
Jak tam nasza psycha? Nieźle. Poczytalność. No już. Lecimy na łeb na szyję dzisiaj. Kolekcja traum się powiększa. Wszystko są... A, trzeba znaleźć... O,
Drake left instructions on how to find the combination of his safe.
no i jak znaleźć kombinację? Huh.
What a strange amulet. I have a feeling I'd better not touch it.
No, to już patrzyliśmy.
Arkham editions. Never heard of him. How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham Editions. Arkham Editions. Never heard of him.
Za dużo tych
How many
książek?
volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham Editions. Arkham Editions. Never heard of him. How many volumes are there in this collection? Cylinders that Drake tried to hide. I should perhaps listen to them.
To gdzie jest?
A kind of chalice.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
The Chalice of Knowledge.
Jest jakiś numer na nim?
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
The Queen has little protection.
No i co nam to daje, że Queen jest
Dear friend,
słabo
I
chroniona?
thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
Dobra. Dobra. Ja jeszcze pewnie postreamuję tak z godzinę. Tom
Drake talked
9.
about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that... What did Drake say about this? Drake talked about a... So these are the volumes that Drake... What did Drake say about... Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message.
Już to mnie narzek. Jedź ty. Jedź ty.
The Chalice of Knowledge.
Przepraszam widzowie taką przerwę. Ale musiałem odejść od komputera na momencik. Dobra, jak rozkminić ten kod do sejfu? Znaczy, mamy tom 9. Aha. Raz.
The Chalice of Knowledge.
W sensie, że 5 rubinów i 5 szafirów? Załóżmy 5. Niewiadoma i 9. Ale że co, że 3 figury poza tym? Dobra, spróbujmy strój. Gdzie się... 5, 3, 9, 5, 3, 9, 5, 9, 5, 3, 9. Eee, 5, 3, 9. Działa. Czy to jest Necronomicon? To jest Necronomicon. 99%. Co tu się... Nie. Czemu znowu instytut? Dobrze, zanim się załaduje, to zrobimy tu przerwę. Dobrze,
Dr.
jesteśmy.
Colvin, this man's condition is deteriorating.
What says Dr. Fuller? It's his patient, after all.
He's busy with Captain Fitzroy. He specifically asked us not to bother him when that's the case.
Oh, of course. I'll see what I can do. Mr. Blake, can you hear me? I'm Dr. Colden. We'll take care of you.
There's nothing we can do. I tried talking to him. He's catatonic.
Aha. Czyli przyniosło nas do ciała
Very well.
pani doktor.
I'll examine him. Severe malnutrition. Swollen abdomen with traces of petechia. Doesn't seem like an edema. Slight protuberances seem to indicate the presence of a foreign body.
Nie?
30-year-old subject. Severe hypothermia. Erythematous papules around the eyes and eardrums. Necrosed palpebral tissue. Lord, this smell. His skin shows abnormal loss of color and seems dried out. He's totally dehydrated. His fingertips and toes seem to feature a slight ring under the skin. Tender at the touch. Slightly sticky.
So, Doctor, an opinion?
I'm not sure I have the necessary knowledge to treat this man.
Don't say that. You're our most worthy doctor after Dr. Fuller.
Some of his symptoms are beyond my comprehension.
What did you find?
Did you examine his abdomen? It would seem there's something inside.
He hasn't eaten in days. Are you certain it's not an edema?
No. Can't you recognize an edema? Pushing with your finger won't leave a trace. And look at these bumps.
It's not like he could be pregnant.
Whatever it is, this man has something inside him that shouldn't be there. We should operate on him at once.
Dr. Fuller said not to worry, that the edema would go away by itself.
You know, I'm not sure Dr. Fuller is telling the truth. In spite of the muscle contractions, his arms seem limp.
Yes. They can't have decalcified, not at this rate.
And yet, if there is a bone in this arm, it's softer than that of a newborn baby. What about his cranium?
It's soft at the touch. It does seem like the skull of a baby.
Look at these sticky rings growing at his fingertips. What can be happening?
I'm sure
Chłop się
you'll find an
zmienia.
explanation. You have to.
I see signs of hypodermoclysis, but he's still dehydrated. When was his last IV?
He's constantly under perfusion. I've even gone beyond the recommended dose to no avail. And you won't believe me, but when we bathed him earlier...
He seemed to feel better?
Yes. Like he needs an aquarium, not a perfusion. But that doesn't explain his condition.
I almost don't believe it myself, but these symptoms are not those usually associated with the human species.
What do you mean? Don't tell me you believe in extraterrestrials.
No. This poor man is from our world, all right. But his body is undergoing unnatural mutations. And this transformation is killing him. His body simply can't cope.
Where could he have gotten such an infection?
I pray that it's not here.
Dr. Colden, may I know what you're doing to my patient?
What I'm doing? How about what you've done to him?
Let us calm down, my dear Marie. I don't appreciate your tone, nor your insinuations. I've done to him what I do to all my patients, provide him with the best available care.
Your imagination is without limit. It's your homemade drug again, is it not? Those people are not your guinea pigs.
There, there. What have you seen to put you in such a state?
These are alarming symptoms. If we don't act, he'll die.
Do you believe that? I'm not as convinced, you see. I even think this man has a strong chance of completely healing from his ailments.
No, Doctor. This patient isn't himself anymore. He's dying.
Really? What do you mean by isn't himself?
He's changing. His physical characteristics, they are more animal than human now.
Fascinating. An animal, you say? Could you be more precise? Cephalopod, perhaps?
This amuses you.
Your reaction does. I know your thirst for knowledge, Doctor. It's your innocent worries for this man that have you overreacting.
For this man, and the others whose medical files you've been hiding.
I have to protect my discovery. These people owe me their life, but the world isn't ready yet. It will be, in time.
I will not let you do this.
You disappoint me, Marie, but I still have hope you'll one day share my point of view. In the meantime, take care of your own patients and try not to forget who you're dealing with.
Grozi nam.
Was that a threat? What did he mean?
It was a warning. Dr. Fuller is this institution's founder and one of our profession's most influential voices. My word is of no weight against his. If I continue to protest, I will only ruin my reputation and career.
It's scandalous. Can't we do anything? Is there no evidence of his crimes?
Oh, that evidence exists. I'm sure of it. I need to find the missing medical files.
And where would you find those? In his office. What if you get caught?
I'd rather not think about that. I'm counting on your discretion.
Of course, Doctor. You can count on me. I'll keep mum.
O, nie mamy dostępu do naszej postaci teraz. Rozumiem. Rozumiem.
No, you're pulling my leg. I'm not joking. I saw the schedule. She's alone in the bathroom again. And she still says nothing to that old witch, Donovan.
Oh, listen to the way you talk.
The answers must be hidden in Fuller's office.
And the answer is no.
To jest to wesołe zajście, gdzie byliśmy wczoraj.
She's a witch. An old hag. That silly goose lets herself be trodden on. Oh well, at least we won't have to clean for a while.
Let's hope I can go through the administration office. The operating room is never accessible after an operation.
Sorry, but nobody can take anything until I finish the inventory. Please,
Dobrze.
the fewer interruptions there are, the faster I'll be...
Drzwi chciałem zamknąć, kobieto.
Patients and hospital personnel eat the same food.
Ale to paskudnie wygląda. Ble. Susza. No i takie książki by się przydały jak gram Pearsem, no. Cyk, pyk, medycyna wzrasta, jazda. To znowu widzę te szafki do chowania się, nie podoba mi się to.
I have little time for you, Doctor. You'll find out that it's not only the doctors who have things to do. Wait a minute. Where do you think you're going?
A
Dr.
to-
Colden.
Mrs. Donovan.
Nobody goes into Dr. Fuller's office. But rest assured, I'll tell him you came by.
That won't be necessary. Thank you.
I will tell him, nonetheless.
Jak odwrócić uwagę tego szmatławca?
I don't have any business in the boiler room. We're running out of this medicine.
I know, Doctor. We sent the purchase order, though, but Mrs. Donovan refused it.
Once again.
Can't you do anything?
Donovan takes her instructions directly from Dr. Fuller. I'm afraid I can do nothing about it for the moment.
Czyli... Okej, rozumiem.
The doses prescribed by Fuller are far too high.
Cudownie. Czy jeszcze jest? Nie. Nie.
We've been waiting to be restocked for weeks.
She's a witch, an old hag. I didn't make this up. And
It's
I'm the one
temperamental,
who pays.
if I understand correctly.
What a pest. It's so unfair.
Elizabeth? You all right? Why is this room in such a state?
Because, as always, I'm cleaning it by myself. And the water was once again shut off this morning. I had to bother Mrs. Donovan again, giving her a new excuse to belittle me.
Come now. Don't let that witch sap your morale. We're lacking in qualified personnel, and she knows it. Her petty punishments won't last forever.
I'm trying, Doctor. I'm trying. It's just that sometimes I imagine she shuts down the water herself, just for the pleasure of harassing me.
Her time is much too precious for these kind of petty games.
Anyway, I've learned my lesson. I'll hold my tongue next time.
Courage, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Doctor.
To jest łazienka, czemu tu są jakieś... Co tu chodzi? No to jest łazienka tylko dla facetów. Być.
Chronic insomnia. Like half the island. An unknown medicine. Judging by the other ones, it causes heavy side effects. Hay fever. What's he doing here?
Doctor, please. My chest. Oh.
His perfusion of a semi-physiological solution doesn't seem to work. He's undergoing a ventricular fibrillation. Nurse? Deborah, come and help me, please. His potassium level is too high. Replace it with 2% glucose solution with insulin, calcium, and sodium bicarbonate.
I'll tend to it right away.
Thank you. He's in your hands.
Ciekawe, czy przeżyje.
Dr. Colden?
Ah, the whaling station. What's wrong with me?
What are you talking about?
Doctor, that you?
Yes, it's Dr. Colden. Tell me what happened.
It's the old whaling station. See?
What did you see there?
Nothing. Nothing at all. The floor was all rotten and I fell straight through.
And that's how you broke your back.
Perhaps. No idea. Passed out.
He broke his back in an accident down by the docks. Mrs. Sanders?
Ona żyje?
Why did nobody tell me about her admission?
A, ja chcę ją na dół przenieść jeszcze. Rozumiem.
She recently came back from the surgical block. She's stable. Given her file, a nephrectomy would have been inevitable. But Fuller was able to save her kidney. The key to the boiler room. All I have to do is shut off the water and hope Donovan takes the bait. Intoxication from breathing organic vapors. Another insomniac. I should find the cause for such a widespread trouble.
Dr. Colden, here you are at last. This patient was again brought up to the psychiatric wing. We've been following the treatment you prescribed, but the dysgeusia persists and he's lost a great deal of weight. We haven't been able to move him. The stress makes him hyperallergic.
Sir, I am going to examine you. Do you understand? Inject him with a dose of pentobarbital, intramuscular, so that I can conduct the clinical examination. He bit his lips so much, they're still bleeding. White froth, evidently because of such drooling. His binds left bloody wounds.
So, Doctor, what should we do with this patient?
You did good work. The tranquilizer is kicked in. Now you can disinfect and bandage his wounds.
Thank you, Doctor. And as to his weight loss?
I'll prescribe an antifungal treatment for his dysgeusia. In the meantime, feed him intravenously.
It'll be done.
Okej. Gdzie ta kotłownia była?
Dr. Colden?
Kotłownia, boiler. Tu jest duch z boilera.
I can't shut this with my bare hands. I need a tool. The operating room is never accessible after an operation.
Heh. Mamy to.
I feel guilty about Elizabeth, but I need the diversion.
Ona była tutaj.
Dr. Colden, might there be a problem with the water?
I was about to mention it. It seems it's been cut off yet again.
I can't take this, Marie. I feel I'm gonna burst.
It's not your fault if we have defective plumbing.
And yet, I'm the one who gets punished because I'm gonna have to square off with that annoying old witch. Courage, Elizabeth. Here we go. And hold your tongue this time.
A wy nie widzicie mojego głównego celu. Że... Teraz jest tak w miarę na środku.
Mrs. Donovan?
I'm busy. Elizabeth, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
last. The missing files must be hidden here. The Stendhal syndrome. Of course. This is where Fuller found his diagnosis for Francis Sanders. Something is wrong with these masts. It's some sort of puzzle. I've unlocked something. Patient files. I was right.
Dobra, najpierw przeszukam jeszcze zanim słuchamy. Dobra, tu będzie wyjście na zewnątrz. No.
Conclusions. Session number 17. Patient? Sarah Hawkins. The patient appears to have finally accepted the illusory nature of what she calls the mythos. It goes without saying that these peculiar delusions are the price that comes with her exceptional gifts.
Why is Ethan on medication? Why does Dr. Fuller write psychological reports about Sarah Hawkins?
At first, I presumed
This
that
finger
her blood
belonged to a
was-
woman. Why keep it here?
But I found nothing to explain Mrs. Hawkins' abilities.
The poor souls downstairs are not Fuller's only subjects.
Then James came, irate that Charles was keeping secrets from him. I presume that he will try to break into the basement sooner or later. I am prepared.
Hawkins, Fitzroy, and Fuller. What is the connection between these three?
It is fortunate that I had the presence of mind to set the morgue in the basement. When all the fuss about the Hawkins incident finally comes to an end, I will dispose of her belongings. In the meantime, they must remain hidden in plain sight.
Of course. Sarah Hawkins is the connection.
Co, Fuller nas nakryje?
I must go back to the basement. I should go another way.
Coś czuję, że się dla nas źle skończy. Czy tam zejdziemy? Gdzie było to zejście? O. Zejście do więzienia.
Now that's the Marie that I know. I knew I could count on your scientific curiosity. It's time to show you what you were so eager to discover.
Ja wiedziałem, że to się tak skończy.
If you're gonna shoot me, at least have the decency to look me in the eyes.
Turn around. Slowly.
O, mu się łapa trzęsie.
Talk, filthy thief, or I swear I'll shoot.
Take a minute to look around. Everything points to Charles Hawkins.
He's dead.
No. He was here for a very specific item.
Oh, no.
The book. Why was it in the safe?
Have you read it?
Answer the question.
How foolish of you. Now you won't be able to escape his will. What did it show you?
No nie.
She went into
Nie
Fuller's
mamy mistrza w
office.
okultyzmie.
She was looking for Sarah Hawkins' corpse.
Sarah Hawkins, you say? Let's go back to the start, shall we? Whose life did the Necronomicon choose to show you?
Dr. Colden. She was at the Riverside Institute. She's in danger. I have to go.
Wait. No one knows the occult better than me. You might need my help.
Okej.
All right. All right. I might need you after all.
Perfect. Let's meet later at the Hawkins mansion. Now go. Rescue the doctor.
Thank you, Drake.
Znowu jesteśmy w instytucie. Ech, 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 ech. Ty, 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 ty.
I pray that Colden is really here and alive. An old diary.
Oczywiście, że przeczytaj. No, jesteśmy ekspertem w dziedzinie okultyzmu. I prawie wpadliśmy w obłęd. Okej. Okej. Nie dajemy za wygraną, ale ja widzę, jak sobie radzimy. Dobra. Jazda w siłę. On jeszcze żyje.
fuller, too.
A jak mi zbieranie achievementów idzie dobrze.
The Scylla is here. Like in the vision. Colden came this way. Right. Enough time wasted. Colden needs me. I must find her.
I wanted to see him about something, but it can wait.
This way.
A, zapomniałem, że ja tu jestem nielegalnie. Myślałem, że po prostu do nich sobie podejdę. A chociaż rozwinęło mi postać? Nie rozwinęło. Znaczy rozwinęło mi na pewno kultyzm.
Right. Enough time wasted. Colden needs me. I must find her.
I wanted to see him about something, but it can wait.
Best thing. You know how he hates to be
Mm. Fuck.
No! No!
No was...
My God. What is happening to me? What was that? It's as if I'd been transported somewhere else. What happened? Something has changed, but what?
Coś tutaj się... To co tu trzeba zrobić? O co tu chodzi? A, po prostu mogłem otworzyć te drzwi. Ale co mi to daje? Co i teraz wezmę tą latarnię. drzwi, okej. Drzwi są otwarte. Są latarnie. Tyk.
Destiny, it has trapped you.
Trzeba zrobić kółko po tym i poszukać drzwi do otwierania. A nie, ja to mam chyba teraz pieczeń zdjąć. Jak to się nazywa? Tak. Pyk. Tamtędy trzeba jakoś znaleźć przejście i obraz. Jest zamurowane. Nope. Don't care. Nie idę tam. A muszę tu iść. Świetnie. Gdzie ja mam iść? Tutaj.
You are confronting powers that surpass you.
Wait. Muszę zmienić latarnię. Się kończy. Ja nic nie widzę. Nie widzę. To skam. O. Co? Drzwi się otworzyć, czy kij diabeł? Bo się zaczynam gubić w tym wszystkim. No właśnie, tylko że jest znak. To muszę chyba robić kółko dookoła. Dosłownie kółko dookoła, bo to jest za tą mgłą. Ja pierdolę. No, on mnie trochę wystraszył. Powiem, wyczekali moment.
It looks like things are back to normal.
Back to normal, tak?
What's going on? It never ends.
Zaczyna się obłęd. No nie mogę zapalniczki wyciągnąć nawet. Halo, wypuśćcie mnie stąd. O.
Damnation. That's me.
Oh God!
What the fuck?
I gotta get out. I got.
Zaraz on na zawał padnie. Co tu się
I
dzieje?
found her. I finally know what's going on. You must live and find the truth. It is already too late for me.
Colden? What's going on? Was it a hallucination?
Ostre grzybki. Co on z nią robi?
Please take a seat and be quiet, Mr. Pierce. I'll be with you in a moment.
O, wie, że jesteśmy.
Stop whatever the hell you're doing and turn around now. No, it can't be.
No! You son of a bitch! What did you do to her?
I wish I could have done more experiments on you, Mr. Pierce.
I said, what did you do to her?
You shouldn't be sorry for your friend. You should envy her.
Murderer! This madness must stop!
My mamy pistolet? Mamy przy sobie pistolet? Od samego początku?
Colden?
A, stąd. No oczywiście, że kontynuacja popieprzonych części. Nie, ale autentycznie ma się wrażenie, że łeb bohatera już tak nie działa dobrze. Już nas trochę pogięło. O, zmieniające się obrazy. Kto to?
What in God's name?
Sara?
What did they do to you? Can you speak? Sarah.
He gave him the gold and I the azure. I don't see him very often anymore. The green is stronger.
Are you feeling ill?
I'm here, but no.
Let's get you out of here.
It comes in my dreams. Our minds melt like colors on a palette.
Come with me.
It's is of the oldest green. A violent living, vibrant. A sea green, maybe. No. No.
Mrs. Hawkins, we must go before someone finds out.
Oh, but he will. He always knows these things when it's about me.
Wymóg poczytalności spełniony. Jakieś szlaczki.
I have seen the same color. It was not as vivid as you said.
A pale copy. A discarded spawn.
Do you know what it was? Tell me.
I can't. We should not call his name. Terrible, terrible consequences.
All right. Come with me.
He will know. He will find us.
One more reason to hurry.
Have I seen you before?
Can you walk?
Maybe.
Then let's go before your husband finds us. It was in your studio.
What?
You painted me. That's where you saw me.
Of course. The men in white are coming.
You mean the guards?
This way. Follow me.
What the?
Oh no.
No way.
Come out of your hiding.
Wait. The machine. It's the green. The decaying one.
The gas.
Yes. It's not good for living beings.
We don't have time for that.
I am not moving until the wrong is set right.
Damn it.
Co ty chcesz, kobieto, zrobić?
I'd be better off finding a tool. Perfect.
Pogrzebacz.
All right. That should do it. Let's move.
Czemu czuję, że to może być... O! Dzień dobry.
I'm your puppet no more, you bastard!
You're my wife. My wife. You owe me obedience.
Leave her alone! We're leaving this crazy island.
You are going nowhere. Don't get between me and my wife.
Edward!
Nobody tells me what to do with my wife. How dare you? No! Why should I let you take her away when I could snap your neck?
They're cold. They don't want me dead.
Why? Because you are the one destined to perform the call.
Your wife thinks so.
Fool. My desire to protect Sarah is stronger than their petty schemes.
You hurt her!
No, detective. She is much, much more than a woman. She is the Oracle. Sarah has seen things, has made things you can't even begin to imagine. Would you still save her if I told you that she is even more dangerous than I am?
She's weak. Physically and mentally.
Do not make the mistake of thinking she's a feeble woman. Sarah has been in the presence of the myth for too long. Even if she were to leave Darkwater, she would still hear his call. And the cult will always be here, waiting for her.
Then we get rid of its members.
You are out of your league, detective. They control the whole island.
On po której stronie w
Finally
końcu jest?
surrender to his power, and the world will fall with her.
Don't!
No one can escape the wheel of destiny, they say. But I will change it. I will save Sarah.
A, nie uratujesz, bo cię zabiła. Niespodzianka. O! No dobrze. Za chwilkę skończymy streamka dzisiejszego. Ponieważ czas mnie goni, że tak powiem, ale jeszcze sobie spojrzymy.
Knowing it's me that put him there. The guilt will never go away.
I feel your pain.
I'll do anything to get him back. Anything. My work was what lured me here in the first place. It began showing me things I never should have painted. Things Charles should never have seen.
What am I to you? I took care of you, saved you from your miserable life. You'll never find a man better than me. You owe me.
I owe you nothing. We'll leave now.
You're not going anywhere.
Stary nie powiedział, że uratował Sarę.
Simon.
Come on. It's over now.
Dobrze, rozwiniemy sobie jeszcze tylko postać, bo mogę. No i my rozwijaliśmy teraz siłę. Okej. Jak nam nasza poczytalność? No prawie już nas pogięło. No trochę nas wygięło. Trochę nas wygięło. Dobrze. Dzięki wam bardzo za spędzenie tych 2 godzinek ze mną. No i co? Trzymajcie się i do usłyszenia na następnym streamku. Cześć!